Hello and welcome. This is Lisa Jones, and you are listening to the Exploring Death podcast. Hello and welcome to Exploring Death. This is Lisa Jones, and today I have Robert Kopecky with me. He escaped a traumatic childhood growing up in Southern California and traveled extensively, living a variety of lives as a factory welder, a monumental sculpture fabricator, an underground cartoonist, and finally as an award-winning Manhattan illustrator, art director, and animation designer for clients like the New York Times and PBS Kids. His journeys were punctuated by three very different dramatic and near-death experiences that eventually led him to years of study, meditation, and service, and the transpersonal realization of what life really is and can be that inspired him to write and teach about the spiritual lessons he's learned the hard way. Can I pull a few cards for you?
Sure, yeah, I would love that.
All right, let's see what the divine has to share with us and share with you specifically. So let's see. So I always pull three cards, and the first card is, I call it the blockage card, but just kind of where, you know, things need tuning up or whatever. Oh, this is so interesting. Inspiration, which, I mean, for you, you are an inspiration. So I don't necessarily see that as a blockage card as much as I think what I'm getting there is just for you to be sharing your message, you know, more and more and greater and greater. I mean, it's showing a being at the top of a mountaintop is the picture of it. Mm-hmm. And you just really getting bigger and bolder and brighter with your message. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah, well, I'm 62 years old, and so I'm going through this transition in life where I have been doing all of this illustration and animation design, and now I'm an author. I have my second book out. This has all happened in the last 6 or 7 years, and I'm having a little trouble with the transition, you know, going from the one life to the new life. And I love it. I love being able to talk to people and being able to go to these events and stuff like that. And I want to leave my old life behind, but, you know, it's kind of, and so inspiration, having the inspiration to do that. We're about to move. We're going to move out west pretty soon from Brooklyn.
Oh, great.
California desert soon. So.
Well, wonderful. Well, then that's the perfect next card, because your action card is simplicity. So it's all about releasing and really coming down to just exactly, you know, what it is, you know, what you need to do and just letting go of everything that you don't need. And then your outcome card, I love it, is wisdom. I mean, by you going through these steps, I mean, you're walking your talk, you're the wisdom keeper and wisdom, you know, speaker for all of us by you following your own words of wisdom, you know.
Well, those are wonderful.
Yeah. Well, I think it's amazing. And I love that you're transitioning from, again, it seems like more the material world to more the spiritual world. And
yeah.
And you're opening up more to
that.
And
as far as the wisdom goes, you know, once again, do not follow my example. Near-death experiences are really good just to hear about. They're not necessarily anything you need to do. So read the book and don't go to the same troubles that I went to. You know,
absolutely. Well, and what would you say to somebody that doesn't believe that there is an afterlife? I mean, I guess you can't really convince a skeptic, but I mean, is there any thoughts that come to mind if somebody?
I like to point out to skeptics that the place we start, the place we're all very sure of, and that, you know, is solidly proven by science, is that we are on a planet in outer space. Definitely.
Yes, we can all agree on that, and it's round, right?
We can agree. Infinite expanse of who knows what. And so I am sure of everything from there on, you know. The other thing is that there's all this interesting research that's been done, you know, a lot of it out of the Department of Perceptual Studies at University of Virginia with people like Bruce Grayson, who was at the IONS conference where I met you, and Jim Tucker and those guys, who have 2,700 cases of childhood reincarnation. where children who really don't have the means to create the whole thing out of whole cloth to manipulate people, they just go, oh, I lived there, or that's what I did before. It's like, what do you mean, Bobby? Well, and then a third of the children in their 2,700 cases bear marks on their body that are significant in terms of the injuries that the people that have been researched from the prior life. There is a lot of evidence of the afterlife and of reincarnation. In many ways, more than there is for a lot of things that the average skeptic takes for granted. But because of this nature of ego, of the human experience, having to feel like they're in control and they understand intellectually, they know, there's a need, to like prove it to me kind of thing, when it's clearly all a miracle. It's clearly a miracle in every instant, the whole thing, when you really stop and think about it. We're on a planet in outer space. Okay. Whatever's next then is,
right.
Makes sense to me.
That's right. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. Right. Well, Robert, this has been such a joy. Wow. What a great conversation. Thank you for your time and for your wisdom.
Thank you. It's been a lot of fun talking to you. I hope we do it again soon.
All right. Sounds good. Have a wonderful day.
Aloha.
Aloha.